Hey, here's Joe again, and welcome back to Elden Ring, where we want to see all the endings. I made a save file extra for that. I'm gonna go first with the ending I chose very early in the playthrough, because that's the first quest line I completely got through with. Let's summon Rani and call it with that.
The battle is over, I see.
It is. That is still the body of her mother. Father. Her father.
I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness.
Let's just hope that the moon is more benevolent than the greater will.
Well then, shall we? My fair consort eternal.
We don't even get to touch her hands? And with that, we're in the credits. That was it? I will look at the credits after the last ending we do. And I'll do my... No, don't begin Journey 2. Now, we're getting back to the round table hold. Okay, so, let us see how that works with the save restoring. I hope it works. I'm meeting you in a second. I'm hoping that I don't have to close and open the game every time, because the game loading up takes several minutes. I hope to get more out of that ending. Some more story of what is to happen later, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay, I did my exchange. Let's see whether it works without quitting the game to get back to the choice. It does. So, touch the fractured Marika. And now we're going with my second favorite ending, the one that I think this just redoes the entire thing like it was with Marika, with the one difference that we're implementing the destined death into the Elden Ring again, like it was planned by the Greater Will all along, so that it is a normal world where everything ends at some point, which is something that, like, eternal life is not good. It's never good. Okay, let's choose this one. I assume these endings won't be that far off each other. So now we're putting the head on ourselves. And there will be less talking, of course, because we cannot talk. So how would we know that this is how we fix the Elden Ring? I mean... And at what point comes our choice? Like, for now we did nothing but just put it back together.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a Tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of order.
Does it tell us anything more about the Age of Order? Of course not. Oh, different music. I think it's different music. No. Just puts us back here and that's it. I think everything that changes between those four choices is the last words. But we'll see. We'll see how destroyed everything looks when we do go for one of the crazier endings. Okay, let me put the save file back in and go in to choose the next ending. Next is standard, because I said I want to do that in, like, from higher up priority to lower priority. Like, from what I know, I would now choose the standard ending and then the Flame of Frenzy ending, but that is so much work that we still have to do, so that we're doing the Flame of Frenzy last. But we'll now do standard. I don't think the variations on the standard ending really matter. That said, I think this part will always be... Maybe the rune looks different every time. Because last time we put that perfect circular rune around it. We'll see whether again it will be there or not. It would be now. Yeah, okay. The perfect round rune around everything is now missing. So we'll also see a variation, 2 more variations of what we're doing with the other ones. This will be, I assume, pretty similar. Like, this is just a cycle. I did forget that I want to remove my camera whenever there's a cutscene.
Tell a story.
Oh, this doesn't look as golden anymore. This is a normal tree. And in the perfect order it was golden. in this cutscene.
In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Fracture? Why fracture? What does that mean for us? We will shatter the ring again. So this will repeat everything, and the ring will again be shattered for the same reasons again. Okay, we will not begin Journey 2. And I will not, at the end, begin Journey 2. It's just, I don't want... I don't want to do the DLC when it comes out. I don't want to do that in New Game Plus. I did that with Search 2's DLC, and with that I really had problems. I really had problems with the bosses there because of like how hard it was to fight them in New Game Plus for the first time. So I don't want to do the same mistake again. Back towards the endings now. So these are the bad endings. These are just bad. Both of them. This turns the game into Dark Souls, which is kind of okayish. Like, I get the idea behind both of them on like making the ones that are cast out from the big group to make them part of normal life. But these both just are chaos. Chaos in a form that I don't like. Okay, use the Mending Rune of the Death Prince. So again, the first part will be the same. Just putting the head on Marika again. And then we'll see how the Mending Rune of the Death Prince looks. The perfect order was a circle. Putting nothing did not have a rune. But how does the rune look for the Death Prince? That's basically Godwin's great rune. Ah, okay, it just enters like the two half brands I added to the lower part. A half Hello brands. Is there more gold this time? Or am I just... I assume I've seen this too many times now. And questioning everything. The fallen leaves tell a story.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how
that doesn't look nice. It's raining.
Elden Lord.
Black clouds.
In our home, across the fog.
This is in the fog now. Oh, this is definitely different.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall.
Flies.
The
Flies everywhere.
age of the Duskborn.
Okay, it's really tiny iterations on the same ending. I mean, I saw that there's only one achievement for all endings that's not Flame of Frenzy or Rani, so I assumed it would be the same ending basically. Not do it now. do it now. Now I can put this save file in. I'm skipping you ahead a bit. We got a lot of encoding overloads now for... I hope that the recording doesn't break from that. Because every time I tap out and tap in, there's some encoding overload error. Use the mending rune of the fell curse. Make all the miscreants be part of what everything is. Let's see. I mean, it will be the same. So the question is, where will the rune be put, like in relation to the rest of the Elden Ring? And also the question will be, how will Leyndell look at the end? And also that cutscene changed, so I know that I was right, that the first time the tree was golden. So it will take a while, and then we'll see where it will be put. Oh, below it, above it, the postures. Everything's cursed now. And this gold is the same every time. Okay.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a
It's white
Tarnished
now,
became
without
Elden Lord.
without leaves. And look at the...
In our
Wow.
home,
Look at
across the
those
fog.
clouds.
the lands between.
That's like the painting. Ooh, different angle.
It will look back upon us and recall.
We won't even get to see us? Okay.
The reviled curse that defined our age. The blessing of despair.
I would have loved for the different ending choices to have a bigger impact. Okay. Then we're off to the Flame of Frenzy. It doesn't help that I'm double checking everything every time so that we're not stuck with the age of the curse of despair when we do the DLCs, so that I can revert to what I wanted. Okay. Let's go in. We're gonna go for the Flame of Frenzy now. So we have work to do. We're gonna go to the Frenzied Flame prescription. This is where Melina talked to us and warned us on going there. And Hayata wanted us to go there. And she just tell us how to go there, wasn't it like that?
Go to the door ahead. It will surely open.
Yeah. Of all possessions. Does it mean just like this? Or all possessions? Okay, this works. I almost forgot how my character looks. Okay, the burning 3 fingers. I see 2. Ah, there. Oh, it's a thumb. No, it's not. That looks weirdly proportioned. We have an audience with 3 fingers. The 3 fingers are alive. There's no finger reader here. We're just gonna embrace them and they will tell us what to do. We are the reader for them, I assume. And their champion. Oh, we are definitely, like, will we look like this now forever? We have glowing eyes now. Which color are they glowing? Yellow. Yellow glowing eyes now, and we are definitely marked by their hug. Likely Lord, yes indeed. This is a no combat zone now. Was it like that before? Don't remember.
The flame of chaos has nestled within you. Could you please rest your hand upon me? Burn me with the flame to make me your maiden.
Touch her.
Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting. Thank you.
I'm over here, man.
I have touched them. The words of the 3 fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until
Start anew.
all is one again. Those who gave me grapes howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, despair, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. As the Lord of Chaos, no more fractures, no more birth.
Is she burned now? Frenzied Flame Seal and Frenzy Flame Stones. She dead? Isn't she supposed to be my maiden? I'm not maidenless anymore, they said. Maybe I'm maidenless again. A new seal. Boost Frenzied Flame incantation and causes madness build up. Scales with strength, dex, int, and faith. Formless sacred steel bestowed by the maidens of the 3 fingers enhances incantations of the frenzied flame that I never use. This seal is the mark of the Lord of the frenzied flame, scales incantation using everything all together. And then we got frenzy flame stones. I assume we had those before, but let's look at them. Yeah, we had them. Use FP to continuously heal chaos followers, but only chaos followers. of those who host the frenzied flame. Confers madness upon those who have not adopted the flame. Take care not to mistake this for his gentler cousin. But it's probably better. Okay. Good. And let's teleport and see whether Hayata has something more to say. She is freaking burnt away. Can I talk to her? Maybe I need to look that up. Like maybe she just moved? Perhaps to the chamber where the three fingers were before? I think there's nothing here. Ah, there is a skeleton. Nah, there's a lot of skeletons though. Let's see whether she is here now. Maybe we just need to reload the area again though for her to reappear. Definitely need to look that up. Otherwise, whether she is just disappeared. Because she's supposed to be my finger man. I'm looking that up now. Okay, it seems that that's it with her. Okay, so off to get an ending, but before we get an ending, we're gonna teleport to an interesting place, which is over here. To use the Michaela's needle, I'll do another safe backup now. And let's see what happens if we try to rid ourselves of this curse. Use Michaela's needle to tame the flame of frenzy. And then, when we reload the area, no, we're still touched. We still remain touched by the flame of frenzy. It's just that our eyes aren't yellow anymore. Interesting. Let's put the flame of frenzy back in our heads. And there we are again, inflicted with the flame of frenzy, as you can clearly see by my eyes. Entering here towards the fractured Marika. Runny isn't here. By the way, I'm showing you now. I'm trying to get the thing, what Melina says. Like, if you accept the flame of frenzy first, then Melina says something. And I'm injecting that here. Like what Melina says, if she isn't dead when you accept the flame of frenzy, because she then will not burn herself. I will also inject here. When what happens when we burn, like how it looks when we burn the Erdtree ourselves, instead of letting Marika do it. Melina do it. Those two things.
You have inherited the frenzied flame. A pity. You are no longer fit. Our journey together ends here. And remember, should you rise as the Lord of Chaos, I will kill you. As sure as night follows day, such is my duty. For allowing you the strength of runes. Goodbye, my companion. Goodbye, Torrent.
And what I will inject after the ending, I'll put a little text on top of it to show what's the difference, what Melina says if she's alive when we do the ending. But for now we'll see this, how it plays out if we accept the Lord of Frenzy when after Melina is dead. That's what we see first. Okay. So we don't get a choice. We don't put the freaking things back together. We're just gonna freaking burn everything. Yeah. I thought we would actively burn the stuff. Not just let it crumble and let the Elden Ring be gone. Where's Sauron? Yeah. And we freaking burn everything with the flame of frenzy to renew everything, to start from scratch. Not actually a bad choice, I think. Whoa, it might be. Armageddon always looks really bad. Yeah, burn everything, kill everything, start anew from scratch.
Lord of frenzied flame. I will seek you as far as you may travel. To deliver you what is yours. Destined death.
No words. Interesting. No words if you don't have Melina be alive. Okay, good. It's now time for my usual after-game thoughts on game part where we'll like tell what I think about the game and everything. It's like, this is a really, really good game. Definitely my game of the year. End of the last year, because that year didn't have really good games. Like my game of the year, definitely this one. It's good, it's really good. But we're probably asking, like, compare it to the other Souls games as because you've played them. This has really solid gameplay. Although personally, I enjoy Dark Souls 2 gameplay the most. Because of the like, it's still one of the slower games. Like Dark Souls 1 and 2 are very much slower than 3, Bloodborne, and the music's confusing me. can't talk over this music because it's Dark Souls 1 and 2 are very much slower than Bloodborne and Sekiro and Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring in like combat gameplay, and that makes those two games more methodic, more strategical, more tactical planning is needed. Also, stamina is very much more an issue than in later games because they removed the huge dependence on the stamina in 1 and 2 to accommodate for the faster fighting style, and that's a good thing, but it's I like the combat in the first two games a bit more. In terms of world design, Dark Souls 1 still has the best world design ever made. Like concise, clear, packed, perfect. But this is definitely the best open world I've ever seen. There was something lacking with the consecrated snowfields and mountaintops of the giants, and I definitely spoke about that and maybe even said too much there, because it's not bad and doesn't make the game bad. It's just these areas were a bit lackluster compared to the high standards they set themselves. Like this open world is the best open world I've ever played. It might even be the hugest open world I've ever played, because I'm pretty damn certain that this map is bigger than Skyrim. And I'm a person who has like 600 hours in Skyrim, because I played through it a lot of times. I played every quest in every direction, like all the Daedra quests, all the side quests, everything. Like I was super completionist about Skyrim, and that world is smaller than this one, definitely. And the level design, like all the underground areas, like you go down a lift, it just opens and it's like blowing your mind, and then on the world map the fog is retreating and showing you the map is even getting bigger, and the big goal can't be the end because there's something behind it, and it's great. I really love this open world. I really love the world of Elden Ring, and I'm definitely coming back to play more of it at some point. The problem is, like, with my not really good, like, I can't really put up a consistent schedule on when I record, because my life is complicated back and forth on when I have time to record and when not. So the thing that I want to do the most, which is trying out the seamless co-op mod that exists for Elden Ring right now. It's not finished yet and it's not perfect yet, I know, but it's in a better version. But you can have seamless co-op where both people progress and the boss is beaten for them and the guy doesn't get desummoned. You can go through areas and there's no fog gates every 5 meters, so like really seamless co-op. And that's the thing I would want to do with somebody like Edward or another new friend. But that he doesn't have the time, I don't have the time, and my schedule just doesn't allow it. But that's the thing that I want to do the most now. Probably I might want to return for I'll definitely return for the DLCs. So the next time I touch this game will be for the DLCs, definitely. And maybe when I'm like back in after playing the DLCs and I'm back in the groove, maybe I'll do a New Game Plus run then. We'll see. We'll see. So that a second DLC will then be played in New Game Plus. But and I'm thinking about doing a Rune level 1 run, but that might be really problematic because some of the bosses I never really learned their movesets because I just didn't fight them enough. Like, I know Melina's moveset and Horalu's now and Radagon's now, and Beast's not. I didn't fight him often enough, but I know Radagon now and Melina and Melania and Horalu and Margit and Godric the Grafted. I don't know Radahn very well. I know Rykard. Like there's a few bosses that fell in so little amount of encounters that I just don't think that I will be able to defeat them in a rune level 1 thing. I mean, I will be able to defeat them, but it will take a lot of time, and just don't have the time to put extra time in, because you don't want to see everything again, but with triple the fight length of everything. I mean, I could streamline it because most of the open world can just be skipped. I just can look up which items I want, which are compatible with rune level 1, and then just go with that. It's something I'll be thinking about in between now and doing the DLC, so that I see like what am I doing after the DLC when I'm back in the groove and really into the game again. I'll be doing something like that. I think we're at the end of the credits. I love this game. I really love this game. Boss design. Let's talk about boss design. Because like Dark Souls 1 has such a good boss design. Like every boss is like really designed for the place you meet them in. It's really and there's like a lot of throwaway bosses here that are like meh. They're not that great. And now that it's burned, like we're behind the ending now, and burned the Flame of Frenzy. Does that burnt everything with the Flame of Frenzy? Does that reflect on this, or are we basically before the last boss fight now? That way. Nah, this is just Ashen Capital, normal, not yellow flames, red flames. Okay, good to know. Yeah, so before I forget, let me put my save file back in that I want in here to continue with a DLC. But I will put my folder of Elden Ring backup saves into the backup folder. I hope that it works like this and doesn't screw up anything. Let us see. Can I put the folder in the folder without it loading like different things? No, there's only one here. Okay, good. Let's just listen to the great music here. I need to pee again, but I want to speak more about the game. I'm seeing you in a second. So, boss design. I was speaking about boss design. So, what am I even speaking about? So, we have had Dark Souls 1 with its superb boss design, which feels really, really great. And then we have this. Very aggressive, very fast bosses with like flurries of attack where you just have to dodge and weave through and dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge again, because that's like 4 flurry combo of Millennia or something like that. And it just doesn't feel as fair as the Dark Souls 1 bosses. But there's still great bosses in here. There's still really, really, really great bosses in here. Like, it's not right on par with Dark Souls 1 and like boss quality. It's a tiny bit below, which still puts it above most other games. Like, can't even tell what my favorite boss was. I liked Radagon Better for Today. I like Horalu Better for Today. I like Morgoth was a nice fight, but I mean, there's a lot of really nice fights, but there's not like now this. Oh, this is my favorite boss of all time. I didn't have that moment. Like, I've had that moment in a few games, like Hollow Knight's Nightmare King Grim or Dark Souls 1's Ornstein and Smough. And what else? What do we have? Do we have a boss like that in Dark Souls 2? Nah. There's Mantis Lords in Hollow Knight. That's like favorite boss of all time category, and Hornet. Like I have 3 there, including the beefed up variant of the Mantis Lords. That's really great with 3. I love that. But there's no what I wanted to say. There's like no favorite boss of all time vibe with this game that I immediately have. There were really cool bosses in Dark Souls 3, like Midir was really good. We fought Midir 12 more times in this game, or however many dragons there were here. Like the dragon boss named bosses, they were all like a tiny bit like Midir in their moveset. Even plus 2d6 with a laser attack, there was the same movement of the laser attack as Midir, exactly the same. Maybe it was mirrored, but like the general movement was the same. Was pretty interesting to see. And the first time I fought a dragon in Gear, that was such a that was such a great boss to be at the beginning of the game, because that was like, oh freaking hell, this is basically Midir, but I can fight him just at the beginning of the game, and it's great. It's fun. It was a really good fight, but the dragons, like, they overstayed. They were too long. Too many dragon fights. They were not welcome anymore at the end. They were like, oh, another dragon. Oh, this one has 2 heads and some weird mechanics, but then, well, we defeated him second try or something like that. I mean, I think I did summon. Yeah, I summoned Tish. But yeah. In the end, like the last boss, I also defeated, but like, maybe I'm doing a no summoning run, or I'm thinking doing a summon only run where I just equip a heal for myself and just run after the mimic and buff it up, or whatever else I'm sending at the boss. That might also be interesting. But that's something that I would do such playthroughs if I were a streamer and not a YouTuber who's doing VODs. So as a streamer I would probably do one of those playthroughs now. But what we're doing tomorrow is something else. There's a huge list of games that I missed because I played Elden Ring for 3 months. And first and foremost of that list is Salt and Sacrifice, who had like, when they were both announced, I was like, I'm more hyped for Salt and Sacrifice than for Elden Ring because I'm not that much into open worlds. And I don't think it fits well with the From Software formula. And it kind of does, actually. It fits really well. I love this game. When they do the next game, I don't want an Elden Ring 2. I more want like Demon's Souls 2, Sekiro 2, Bloodborne 2, or new stuff, but something in an enclosed non-open world again. Because yes, this was good. This was the best open world game I've ever seen. I don't want another one. They're way too big. Like this game is too big. It is too big, and you could see the seams of where it went a bit out of control and went a bit foggy on how dense they packed their stuff with, like the northern reaches. Helix was good again, and Farum Azula was good again. The capital of Ash wasn't needed at all. Like, it could have just ported me into the capital of Ash. That would be the capital of Ash, but just enclosed in a way where then just fight Gideon and all the guys just back to back without having the big capital of Ash in between where you just run around and there's basically nothing. Like, that was not needed, for example. I mean, that gives you a second shot at getting to the Flame of Frenzy because it just opens that manhole. Maybe that's what they have in mind there, that to make it to the Frenzy frame that late? Might be. Okay, so it's a bit too long, this game, and I like the more precise, more intricate, smaller maps more. Like, Demon Souls was also fine, but Dark Souls 1 is like the paramount of level design. Not really of word design is good in Elden Ring. Is really good. I don't know how much George R. R. Martin had his hands in that, because I don't know, like, if he only did the background stories or did some specific background storylines, like with Horalu and how he got to be Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, and then when all his tasks were done and Marika's power was consolidated, that he then lost his guidance and was just useless, so she exiled him away and he became a warrior, Horalu the warrior again. Like, that's an interesting backstory. Something like that's probably by George R. R. Martin, but maybe not. Maybe they just said, hey, can we put your name on this game, and you will get a lot of praise from it, but don't actually have to do anything and can concentrate on your games while earning money? Might have been like that. Like, I don't know. But the world design is actually really good. The world design is really good. The level design is a bit lackluster. The legacy dungeons are good. The open world is like, it's an open world. It can't have that good of a level design as a non-open world. It's just that it's just inherently worse. That's my main problem with that. I like good level design better. What's even worse than worse level design if you don't design your level at all and make it all procedurally generated. That's the worst. We had that with that one. We had one Metroidvania with procedural world generation. It had fun gameplay, but like, I completely forgot everything about it because it didn't have a level that you could remember, because there was no created level. So that was the worst. Like, this open world, this world is really good, and I like and love about this game that it's not as bleak as Dark Souls. Like, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the worlds are dark, deep, bleak, and everything is bad. At Elden Ring is like, you go, you do your tutorial stuff and get murdered, get that stuff out of the way, and you go out of the door and you look up and there's a golden tree and green meadows and a guy who smacks your head with a helmet 1,000 times until you decide to go another way, or the guy with the illusory hammer who smacks your head. That just tell you, just go out in this beautiful open world and look around, and then you go to the first vista where you see Liurnia, whether you go through the castle or around it. I went around it, and you just see Liurnia. Like, it's, even if you go around it, it's framed in a way where you turn basically the same corner and get the same vista as with the exit that from going through the castle. And if you go around it, you get the same vista. You arrive at that cliff, at that very same cliff, and your eyes are just guided towards the lake, and you can see there what's there, and it's just great. It's just great. And Caelid, like Caelid, whether you enter Caelid over the burning wall, and all of the sudden, or like before you go over the burning wall, the sky already gets red, and then you jump over the burning wall and you get all the vista of the madness of Caelid at once, or whether you get teleported there, run out of this god-awful cave that you get teleported to, run out and then see the swamp of Aeonia as the first vista of Kid. It's really good. It's really good. I love this world, but it's like it has a totally different tone to it than all the other Souls games, and that's good. I like that. I like that. They can have another one of those. Like have a game like Dark Souls 1 in its level design, but with a world design thing closer to Elden Ring, where it's like more fun and not that heavy and bleak and dark. That would be something I would want to play. Well, okay, now I spoke a lot about nothing at all. And yeah, we're gonna see us tomorrow with Salt and Sacrifice. Have a nice day. Or if you don't return, if you don't stay, please turn back here when it's time for the DLC. It will definitely come. Have a nice day.